Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
One of those stories sent to me by almost everybody, but it's a weird one, from WPIX New Jersey. New Jersey business owner arrested for using drone to drop green dye in nearby pools. Okay. He's been arrested for doing that, and the pools are both residential and commercial. According to police, he's 45 years old. He was charged with multiple counts of criminal mischief in connection with several of the annoying and costly incidents, according to police. The police there were first made aware of the incidents back in second week of August when a homeowner noticed a drone hovering over their yard. To the homeowner's dismay, a substance was dropped from the drone which turned the pool water an alarming shade of green. That's from the press release written by the police department. And so somebody saw it happen. This guy didn't go out of his way to do this where, the drones wouldn't be seen. Somebody's standing there going, oh, a drone. Oh, it dropped something. Oh, my pool is now green. Police had several other incidents reported at nearby pools, one of which involved a Quality Inn. That particular incident caused damage to the pool's concrete base. So if I had to guess, the green dye probably stained the concrete. However, if somebody has a better explanation or something, feel free to weigh in. The general manager of the Quality Inn told the New York Times that she alerted the police after the hotel's pool water was dyed green back in June. Same thing happened a few times a month until ramping up the frequency last week. So she says it happened several times, like the pool is being attacked on a periodic basis. So when that happened, they'd have to drain, clean, and refill the pool because they don't know what that stuff is. She estimated the cost of doing that to be in the tens of thousands of dollars, not counting the revenue lost from customers who canceled their stay because they had no pool. She said they also have to now refinish the pool. Authorities were ultimately able to identify a suspect after spotting the drone over the Quality Inn on September 1st. Sounds like they staked it out, but we don't know. They followed it back to the location of a nearby business where the owner of that business was arrested. Now, here's the question. Why was he doing this? And my first assumption was that he ran a pool cleaning business. And that's not what that business does. It looks like that business is an HVAC business, heating and cooling and so on. They say it's possible it's all just a prank, according to somebody speaking to the Times again. Investigators added that the substance dropped from the drone was sea dye, that is S-E-A, dye, sea dye, a product intended to mark areas of the ocean to alert pilots or rescue operators of a specific location. So you're out in the middle of the ocean and you got some of this stuff on you and a helicopter is flying someplace nearby. You throw that stuff to mark the spot. Or if somebody's going by and they want to mark the spot because they see you down there and they're worried that someone else might not, there you go. The use of such a material in this context was not only illicit, but also caused damage to the affected pools, police wrote. That's the entire story. And, that's one of those things. Like I said, I had assumed that the guy ran a pool cleaning business. And so he'd hope that people would call him and go, gee, my pool turned green. I think it's some kind of algae or something. Because it does make you wonder why he used green. Do they not make other colors? Maybe they don't. I don't know. But we always hear about people who do things that they consider to be pranks. And a lot of people think that all that matters is your intent. And if you're trying to be funny, that's not a crime, is it? Well, no, intent in the law doesn't mean whether you're trying to be funny or not. So intent of the law simply is, did you intend to do what you did? And what you did, was it against the law? Boom, there you go. Well, but still, it was funny. I've heard of some funny crimes. I have. But that's not an excuse. You cannot argue to the jury. But it was funny, wasn't it? Come on, not guilty. No, that's not how that works. And so, believe it or not, as I was reading through this and I was looking at other pranks on the internet, I saw one that said something to the effect of, high school students fill toilets with cement as a senior prank. And we've all heard of senior pranks where the seniors do something, and a lot of times it's done with the approval of management of the school. They'll say basically, as long as you don't damage anything, do the kids want to go out and run something up the flagpole that says, seniors 2023? instead of the flag for one day. That's funny. Okay, great. You guys got your flag up there. It didn't hurt anything though. But, putting cement in the toilets sounds like that might hurt something. And putting the green dye in the pool, somebody may have thought, well, gee, it's just like food coloring, right? Like if I color this and it just, the filter system of the pool will get it out, right? Well, it sounds like that's not the case though. So, and so you have to be very, very careful. But there's another problem, and I've heard of people who have done what they consider to be a prank, and people reacted in a way that became a problem. And so obviously that would be a great thing to talk about. Like, for instance, if somebody, reports a fire as a prank. And I've heard of that too. And of course, if firemen respond, well, that's a cost to somebody. And of course, every time they respond, they do a whole bunch of stuff. And they can sometimes get hurt, somebody responding to a fire, whether it's real or not, whether it's a prank or not. So I don't have any clue why this guy would be doing this, but I've also heard of somebody who just came up with an idea that they realized they could do and they decided to do it. The thought occurred to them. And so once in a while, thoughts will occur to you. Just pro tip, someday a thought might occur to you to do something that might be funny to you. It could still be a crime. It could still be, otherwise I could tell every cop that's pulled me over in my life, hey, I thought it was funny. I was speeding. Come on, laugh with me. 15 over out here. That's funny. I think it's funny. So we'll see what happens to the guy. But actually, I am curious to know what will happen to him. I'm more curious to know if he'll explain it. And that's one of those questions. And I think that on some level, if he has an explanation other than I was just messing with people to be funny, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't matter with respect to how he'd be sentenced for something like this. But I can tell you that if he's being prosecuted criminally, there's a very good chance that this Quality Inn and anybody else who's run up some bills in response to this prank, assuming that's what it is, can come into court and say, Your Honor, if you found him guilty, court, jury, whoever, as part of the punishment, can you make him reimburse us for the cost of fixing what he did? And that's quite common. I can tell you right now that if you came into my office and said, Steve, I'm a hotel owner in this area, and our pool got damaged by that knucklehead, and I'm assuming, again, that if he did it, he's a knucklehead. If he didn't do it, well, of course, then he's an alleged knucklehead. I'd say, oh, do you want to sue him? Because remember, a lot of times, the police can prosecute and the victims can sue, and they're just separate and unrelated actions to each other, just involving the same person as a defendant. So, crazy story. Maybe we'll find out what happened. Maybe we won't. Charlene Charles and Michael Bartiromo wrote that for WPIX out of New Jersey. The New Jersey business owner was arrested for using drone to drop green dye in nearby pools. It's been going on all summer, and nobody knows why yet. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Lehto's Law. We can fix your computer. Do you have a sledgehammer or a brick handy? How about a boat anchor?